Hi, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us today to celebrate our Spring Summer 2020 book launch for Morgan James Publishing. My name is Jim Howard, and I'm the publisher for Morgan James. And today we are super excited because we have with us Robb Evans. And Robb is the author of Awaken the Sexy Within, Transform Your Body Fast with Your Guaranteed Blueprint to Success. So Robb, thank you for taking some time today to talk with us.
Thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm just sorry that we aren't actually standing on the red carpet, side by side with each other.
That would have been amazing, but we'll still have some time, maybe hopefully coming up soon. But for today, the way it is, fortunately, we have technology that lets us reach across the big pond and connect wherever we are. So I know you're coming to us from Australia, and it's so cool to be able to connect with some of our international authors and introduce them to our audiences and introduces the books out.
Yeah, it's fantastic. One of the things I've been grateful for is the technology because, it's just amazing. We can have this conversation in real time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, let's jump into this interview, and can you tell us just a little bit about the book?
Absolutely. Well, this book is really about giving you a blueprint for your mind, body, and health transformation. So it's about teaching you how you can create a sustainable health from the inside out. That's what excites me about this. So it shows you how to define what it is that you really want for your health and body. Really taking you from being immobilized, because a lot of people I work with are really struggling to know how do they even get started. So taking you from immobilized and really unenergized to unstoppable. And that's what's really powerful. So it also gives you the secrets to eating. When I say the word secrets there, because there are some secrets to how you should be eating properly to get that sexy body and that level of health that you really want. And also providing you with a whole bunch of strategies to overcome any obstacle that may come your way, because obstacles are mobilizers. So we've got some really fantastic strategies in here to teach you how to overcome those, stay on track and focused. We've also got done for you meal plans in there and anywhere between 52 to 156 like innovative, fun, functional workouts for any level of fitness. So it's got a whole bunch in there around transformation.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. And so, you touched on a lot of what's in the book, and it already sounds like this is something that's maybe a little different than what's out there already. But in the personal development, health and fitness, weight loss markets, man, this is a big space to play in. So what makes your book stand out? What makes your book a little bit different than the rest?
Yeah, it's a great question because when I was putting it together, I found that there's a gap in the fitness industry, and that we could jump on Google right now and you'll find anything to do with food, workouts, all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, I think some of these, these other publications will give you a result, maybe, but it's not necessarily sustainable. So what I found was there's a huge gap in terms of mindset in this space. And for me, your mindset really becomes before nutrition. People talk about your body transformation being like 80% nutrition. I would say your mindset is probably 95%, because if you think about the foundations of a house, if you don't have the right foundations for a house, the house comes down. Same for your mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, at some point you're going to stumble. So what I found was we need to teach people, educate people, how do you break through these barriers up here when it comes to your health and your body? And so I've called this Awaken the Sexy Within. The word sexy, because I think health is sexy. Obviously getting that sexy shape that you want is really important as well. But again, where do we get that definition from? It comes from, our values, our beliefs, how we've come up. Through our family, what people thought was sexy back in, say, the 1500s, for instance, is way different to now. Just go even crossing borders, like what may be considered sexy in Mexico may be different into North America, and the same in Australia. And then it comes down to a personal thing. So what we do is we teach you how to define what the sexy health and body that you want. And also, a lot of the fitness books out there, you read it and you put it down, and it's like, okay, yeah, there's some good stuff in there. There might be a workout, some recipes, and so forth, which we've got all that in there too. But what I've done is created this as an interactive workbook, so that there's 43 steps to take you from where you are to where you want to get to. And you can't really go from one, like just jump through the book and just say, oh, I'll start here. You've got to start at number one and work your way through. And it's only through doing those steps that you're going to get to the transformation. So for me, it was about coming up with a step-by-step blueprint to take people through each stage of their journey, through their mind, through to the actual workouts and the food, to get the outcomes that they really want. Because I find that there's just too much out there that just becomes, I call it shelf help. You know, you get a good book and you say, oh, that's fantastic. Now I'm going to go stick it on the bookshelf, as opposed to self-help. This isn't a book where you can just pick it up and it be passive. You've got to be engaged with it and take action, and then you'll get the outcomes.
That's outstanding. And, that's when we see that kind of application and that kind of interaction with a reader and a book, then that's where we see over the years the biggest impact on the reader themselves, the biggest change, and the change that seems to stick. And I think that maybe is what's important, is a lot of what you talked about with the shelf help and the things that are out there are those diet plans or those movement books where you may make an adjustment now, but then a month from now that may go by the wayside, or over a period of time you may have to have something else to get you to that next level. But this is an overall full plan on total transformation, not just how you eat or how you move, but how you think.
That's right. And I think for me, the key was about coming up with not a diet, because there's so many diets out there, but for me, it comes from health. We want to optimize your health forever. So coming up with strategies for that, not saying, okay, let's cut out X, Y, Z and just eat this for this period of time, and then you get the result, and then, that's my job done. This is about life sustainable, healthy options that I've tested through my own body over 32 years to come up with what's the best. It's backed by science. It works every time, but health is so important. So I love those words: sustainable, optimized health. And the sexy body and health that you want comes with that.
That's outstanding. And you talk about drawing some of this from experience, but who've some of your success stories been?
Yeah, well, it's really interesting when I get to work with so many people. Every single person has their own story of success. Like there's a couple of people that I can think of. Let's say Wendy, for instance. So she had struggled just to lose the last 14 pounds that she wanted to lose. And only through working through this process that she was able to do that. But then I've got other people that have lost, 110 pounds, 145 pounds, where they've just implemented the simple strategies around their mindset with their food, doing some basic kinds of workouts at home, but being kept accountable to what it is that they said that they wanted to achieve, and just simple steps. And I think that's the key. Most people, so I've got Cheryl, for instance, she's now lost 205 pounds.
Wow.
And that's more than my whole body weight. And it's remarkable where she is now. And what really lights me up is when I know that they've got it. They haven't just got a result. It's like they've got it in here, and they've got it in here. And I say to them, like, why are you doing this? And they say, well, it's because of my daughter. I want to be healthy. I feel so much better. I want to be around for them and their kids. And to me, that really lights me up. It's such an exciting job that I have, to be able to work with people to help transform them. And people say, oh, you're amazing, you're able to do this. And I say, do you know what? All I'm doing is, I guess, flicking the switches in you, but you're doing all the work. I'm just providing that guidance along the way. And when I'm doing that in person, obviously we're having that conversation, but I guess putting it down in here so that you can, take the actions yourself and just do a little bit. Like if Cheryl was focusing on 205 pounds every day, at some point she's going to become overwhelmed and immobilized. But if you just focus on a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, like Jim, today is going to pass no matter whether we do anything or whether we do something. So why don't we just do a little bit? And then if you do like that little bit every day, you might say, oh, well, that's not much. But if you do that little bit every day in 365 days, that looks amazing. Like if you change that much every day in 365 days, that's amazing. That's like saying if you save 1 cent a day, how much is that going to, if it doubles every day, how much is that going to be? And it's huge by the end of the year. It's massive.
That's amazing. And the coolest thing about a book is you can only affect, touch, change so many people when you only have a limited reach, when you only have a certain amount of hours in a day or a certain amount of opportunities to be able to interact on a personal level. But with a book, it allows you to get that information out in a much grander scale into people that you would just never potentially have access to otherwise.
That's right. I mean, that was one of the exciting things where I'm working with people in my local area and getting some great results. And I thought, man, if only I could touch people over the other side of the world. And now we're doing that, and it's just opened up so many opportunities, and it's just so meaningful for me. I mean, I changed professions from a chartered accountant to do what I do now because I'm just so passionate about helping people achieve that change in their lives. It just opens up so much more of you. You thought, man, why was I living like that when I can live like this? Like, it's amazing.
So for people who are watching this, they're seeing this for the first time, they're hearing from you for the first time. Number one, every one of you listening to this or watching this, if there's a change in your life that you want to make health-wise, even if it's not just losing weight, it could be losing weight, but it could just be about getting healthier, getting into a better shape, getting into better mindset for whatever the reason is that you may have. You can always grab a copy of Robb's book, Awaken the Sexy Within. And that's going to be available anywhere that you buy books, online or offline in the stores as those stores start to open back up. So make sure you go grab a copy of that. But even outside of that, Robb, how can people get into contact with you if there's a way that they want to maybe take this to the next level or just reach out to you in some way?
Yeah, sure thing. Well, it's pretty easy. If you remember the title of the book and you put .com at the end of it, that's how you can get in touch with us. So you can get your copy of the book there as well. It's got all our contact information on there. And we even offer you a free consultation where we can be talking just like Jim and I are. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Free consultation just to get you started, is to take you from where you are to where you want to get to. That's how you get in touch.
Outstanding. Well, Robb, thank you for taking the time today to talk with us, but more importantly, taking the time to pour into someone else's life, even, the physical needs, the mental needs, the emotional needs. That's what makes a difference. And that's what has that person or helps that person make that transformation so they can live a longer, healthier, happier, more meaningful life. And it all starts with how we think and then how we feel. So thank you for doing the work outside of the book, building the methods, and then being willing to put those in book form so you can share your message with the rest of the world.
And thank you too, Jim. I mean, I'm just so grateful that, Morgan James has picked up the book on the other side of the world and published it. A funny story is when I first wrote it, in my mind, I thought, you know what? I'll get it done. I'll take it to a local publisher, like a local printer, and I'll just one copy printed because I just wanted to be able to hold it in the hands. And, when we had the conversation to say, we love your book, we think this is going to do really well, I was like, wow, I had to pinch myself and say, wow, this is amazing. So thank you guys for supporting the book and picking up and printing it for me. It's amazing.
Outstanding. You're most welcome, and welcome to the family. And you guys out there watching, again, you can pick up a copy of Robb's book anywhere that you buy your books out, at online or offline. But more importantly, take the time to investigate your own health, your own physical needs, your own mental needs, and take the time to reach out to awakenthesexywithin.com. See what Robb's going on and give him some support and I know it's going to change your life. So thank you guys for tuning in today, and we can't wait to see you soon.
Thanks, Jim.